I mean, the biggest question really, Dave and Crissy, is if President Trump was actually trying to harm the United States, what would he be doing differently than he is right now? That's the question. Because everything that's coming out is authoritarian playbook 101. We have the goons, the brown shirts, the Gestapo, whatever you want to call them. We have, we're threatening NATO, which is an absolute insanity. There's zero logic to this. Denmark in particular, if anybody remembers the only time that an Article 5 invocation of NATO was ever done, it was after 9/11, and Denmark, NATO stepped up. Denmark had more per capita soldiers killed in Afghanistan than any other country. And here we are, saber rattling Greenland and NATO, and then the moron, and I'm going to have a really hard time holding back this week, then out of the blue, what appears to be illegally implementing tariffs as a retribution to NATO allies. That was just yesterday, Saturday, January 17th, 2026. And we have the spineless fucking Republicans who, remember in 2008, the Tea Partiers were like, don't tread on me, don't ask for papers, don't anything with government. Now it's shut up and comply. So we are on the actual precipice right now. If Republicans don't get their shit together and stand up. Look, we always know that there are going to be the bootlickers like Jim Jordan and others like that, who are just going to never stand up for anything that has values or morals or anything like that. It's just whatever the orange maniac wants, we're going to kiss his boot and hope for the best.
His kitten heel. He wears heels. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
If he wore boots, that would fucking rule. He just didn't even wear boots. He wears fucking shoes with lifts in them and little kitten heels on them. That's how precious he is.
It's more licking than kissing too. By the
yes,
way.
it's licking.
Yes, it's lots of licking.
The kissing of the mafia ring is a little bit kind of tougher than what these guys are doing.
100%.
Full capitulation to dear leader.
I feel so weird that through at least the last year, I keep saying, at least the mafia, at least the mob does this, at least the mob does that.
I feel like we've said that on like at least 5 shows. We've been like, well, when the mafia ran it was like.
Yes, there's like a rule book and values and granted, they're doing things that I absolutely don't agree with. But the point is we knew who they were. We knew and to this day, we know who they are. We know how they operate. We know what the rules are.
There was a bit of a code. Yeah.
Yes. And it's like with this garbage, it's just throw everything out the window. But seriously, ask yourself, if you're a Trump supporter, by the way, there's no getting through. But even if you're a Trump supporter, if you were to have the Manchurian candidate actively working against us from within, what would they be doing differently than what he has been doing for the last year? What?
I can't get through to anybody when I ask similar questions to that. And what I've done is kind of flipped it a little bit. Like, imagine if you had ATF coming through to check gun permits.
Yes.
And going door to door like that. They would flip the fuck out. And they still can't.
They can't say they're
two
wrong.
People can't. Yeah. No. That's, I'm a citizen. But it's all unconstitutional. It doesn't matter.
I had a conversation with a young man in recent days. We always have good conversations. And he said to me, yes, but they're just getting rid of illegal immigrants. And I said, okay, you're wrong. Well over 100 U.S. citizens have been detained. 4 Oglala Sioux Lakota Nation members are being held, and we don't know where. Talk about Native American. Talk about who belongs to be here more than anybody on this. frickin' planet. They got kidnapped by ICE. We now know there is evidence pointing to the fact that the January 6th insurrectionists who violently attacked our capital, that this idiot actually pardoned all of them, that a fair number, we don't know the exact number, are working for ICE.
Right.
And now we know that that jackass who literally looks like a Gestapo guy, Bonvino or Bovino or bovine spongiform encephalopathy, he is flat lying to a federal judge. I mean, all the evidence, you have evidence of it. He's just flat lying to a federal judge. Imagine if they were going after your guns for that. Imagine if they're going after your grazing on federal lands related to that. Imagine if they're going after, your so-called nonprofit charity, which is bullshit.
Oh, you mean Turning Point?
Any of it.
Any of them? But sure. The difference is like they got exposed for all their shell companies, the offshore shell companies. So they just flipped that and put them into charities because you don't have to say where the money goes. And so, okay.
At its crux, it's just inhumane. It's cruel. I mean, we can talk about groups or this or that or
authoritarian playbook 101. It's intimidation and fear. Intimidation and fear. I have family in Minneapolis. I have family. I mean, I have, that's where I'm from. And to watch this BS going on is terrifying. I'm not scared. I lack that thing. Crissy, you know that about me. You've known that about me for years, and many years now, for that matter. Good Lord, we've known each other for a long time.
10 years, right? People were doing their 10 years on social media. I was like, I'm pretty sure we started the show 10 years ago.
Yes. In about 2 months, I think it was 10 years ago that we started the KGO show. I'm not afraid of these people. I will stand up to them. It doesn't scare me in the slightest. But it scares me for everybody else. Oh, I don't care. Beat me to death. I don't care, and I will not give in. I'm one of those idiots. So I will not back down, and I will not give in, and I'm not afraid of that. But I am afraid of everybody else who's in harm's way. And it is deeply, deeply damaging to our country. Our country standing on the world stage. The ideas of democracy are under attack themselves. And again, who does that serve? Russia, China, Iran? Who else wants to see us fail? You know what I mean? That is who wins in this. And why does Trump, by the way, I just saw this morning in a brief little post from a reputable source, but I haven't been able to confirm it. Speaking of Trump being Russia's ball sack carrier for Putin, I saw a report this morning out of Ukraine that two things. One, the U.S. stopped providing the defensive missiles. Stopped. That's why they weren't able to stop, and Putin took out their entire grid, and that's why they're freezing to death in Ukraine now. But here's the bigger one. Ukraine's intelligence service passed along a fake intelligence report of something that they were about to do to the United States only the U.S., no other ally, right? No other partner, nobody else. And how quickly do you think Russia was actively engaged against that false information?
I don't want to know.
Trump is trying to do the bidding of Russia and also is able to stranglehold South America a little bit, right? And then fuck around Greenland. The only reason you're fucking around Greenland is the benefit of Russia and to try to disarm NATO, disassemble NATO. The only benefit to disassembling NATO is Putin. So clearly the PP tapes have worked. I'm sorry to say this, but it's not even China can just laugh. They can just watch the fall of the American empire, but we'll still buy their shit. The stuff's still going to get made. Like, it's not like they have an army they're arming up to, like, fuck around with us,
They
right?
do actually,
But
and they
they
are, and their
do, but
Navy in particular,
their
but
Navy,
so
but
but they
Navy
don't
is more
need to
concerned
use
with
it as
getting
your security.
Taiwan so they can get the chips. They're not gonna come fucking attack American soil.
Yep, I
Whereas,
agree.
like, Iran or any of these other
They don't
players,
have to.
they could do terrorist attacks and have done terrorist attacks, and Russia's hoping that that is part of the plan, right? So, like, Trump is clearly doing that job, right? And Trump has got all the weird thing I don't understand is where Saudi Arabia plays into all of this, because they seem to be playing all sides, being
Oh
in
yeah.
BRICS and like being in a relationship with us heavily. He's like, Trump's clearly oil grabbing wherever he can go, right?
You brought up a point a minute ago, Crissy, and I've been curious about this. What's the Greenland play? Is it to
The pathway, right? It's
destabilize? No, I know that ostensibly, but is it as far as securing the
NATO.
Arctic
It's
goes?
to fuck up NATO.
Yeah, is it to fuck up NATO? Is it rare earth minerals? Because we already have the deal. Like we can basically do whatever we want there as far as bases go.
But hasn't Trump been saying for years he doesn't know if NATO's great? I've seen him on debate stage when he was running and
Forever.
campaigning.
Right. No, I know that. But is this Putin's puppet trying to destabilize NATO, or is it
Yes,
rare earth
Yes.
minerals?
yes,
Because
yes.
it's not the Arctic
Both,
security.
Dave. It can be both. His
Yeah.
buddies,
Okay.
he's making billions, all the bullshit from
Yeah.
the right about the Biden family. My fucking God, I think the number is over 5 billion that we know of so far with Trump in 1 year.
Yeah.
In 1 year that they have personally enriched themselves through the presidency. He's got deals, I'm telling you, with the oil and the
Yeah.
hydrocarbon crowd, but not just that, the mining crowd. So Greenland has way more than just rare earth minerals. It has extensive natural resources. I mean, in the trillions of dollars. And so it's both. It's personal profit for Trump and his cronies. And remember, Jared Kushner and
Kushner.
Donald
Yep.
Trump Jr., they're all fucking profiting off of all of this shit.
Right.
And it's destabilizing
And I
NATO.
think Ukraine is really the only thing that is this weird, almost anomaly, because Trump can't fully destroy Ukraine because he's trying to get access to what Ukraine has in terms of their minerals and things that they need, but he can't just hand that over to Putin, right? So, like, Zephyr and I were talking, like, what's the play? It's like, just give him the Donbass region, but then, like, Europe's going to be like, well, yeah, but then he's just going to come back in 5 to 10 more years and ask for more territory. But Trump, if he's trying to empower America by taking Venezuela's oil and then going over to Iran and like putting another Shah.
Venezuela's sludge.
Venezuela's sludge. Yeah. I mean,
Nobody wants it.
Nope. Exxon says the hard investment on
Would be like
infrastructure,
a decade of
alone
infrastructure
is over 100 billion, and then there's nothing there to guarantee it won't just be taken from them in 5 years when Trump's out of office and another
or dead.
Yeah.
Could we state something clearly on Greenland, though, by the way, just so everybody hears it? As far as the bullshit rationale of our national security, we already have agreements with Greenland and Denmark that we can basically set up whatever bases we want to anywhere. And they're happy with us working with them, as NATO partners, and also like not even NATO, direct agreements with them. We had during the Cold War tons of bases. I mean, 17 or so, I think was the actual
17.
number. And we could just like reopen them all and basically do whatever we want for security. So it has nothing the fuck to do with passage through the Arctic or any sort of Arctic security at all. Nothing.
Personal profit.
Nothing.
Not for us. It's about Russia getting access to that, right? Because they're sanctioned. They can't get into Greenland. They want that.
But we could already do whatever we needed to keep them out.
We can, but not Russia. And if he's acting on Russia's behalf and he blows up NATO, and then he can be like, by all means, Putin, come on through.
But just the rationality he's trying to give his base of we need it for our security is complete and utter bullshit.
His base couldn't find fucking Greenland on a map. I am so exhausted of hearing about his fucking stupid base. These are the dumbest ass motherfuckers on the planet, and they have proven themselves such because there is nothing he even did to make America great or promises that he even kept to them. He's fucked up their health care. The stupid cunts in their stupid trucks, those cunts don't even go to vote. So if I did a voter database on all the Fs, No, I'm talking. I had a fucking Chevy Silverado. Don't fuck with me, man. It was lifted too. I
got
will
the
fuck
electric.
you shit up. I will fuck your shit up. These stupid truck driving cunt motherfuckers don't even register to vote. Okay, you want to put the flag on your car, but if I go into the voter database in Louisiana, half the cunts in my neighborhood didn't fucking vote. Okay, so this is all just like they did his online bidding and his fucking, whatever. Then you've got the rest of like the dumb Christians that like go that you're not Christians, you're pieces of
Oh.
shit. You're fucking assholes. But I do believe Ethan's gonna be last man standing on the fucking thing with a goddamn gun, like defending his fucking territory, like total Ethan militia man with like super brains. But like the rest of America, I don't know. I don't know.
I've turned a corner to like terrified. Like I've been aware of everything that's been going on, and now I'm kind of terrified.
I'm gonna have to sponsor you, Dave. I am gonna have to sponsor you. So
well, you just made my day and made it so much better because I've just got a vision of you in the Silverado with the lift kit, just flipping everybody off. Maybe we should just like bolt a gun turret to the back or something like that.
Max, it's like fucking. That's fantastic. Your future.
You made my day. You made my day. So thank you for that. I feel a little bit better. At least,
I'm terrified for you guys, but I'm at least like, we have to stop saying like, well, what do the MAGA people think? They don't think, they're fucking morons.
But they still exist. And, to Ethan's earlier point, things won't change. There won't be a check or balance until we convince enough of them to stand up for the Constitution.
Who would it be?
And for the country.
Let's practically think.
I don't know.
Like,
one way or another, we've got to find a way to convince them, right?
Who are the people? I'm sorry. If you could see my eyes right now, they're burning, and they're not burning because they had major surgery. They're burning because like there's hot flames of like I'm so exhausted by the theory of all this shit. Who are the First of all, how the fuck are we going to have elections in 2026? Like, how's that happening? Like, you don't think all of this is also so that we can be at World War III and not have elections and keep the leader in place? Like, give me a break.
Yeah, I've been thinking all week of on a legal level, asking Ethan,
tell me, are we going to have elections?
And what the recourses are?
There's a multi-pronged strategy that I see.
Okay.
First, let's talk about your beloved Carolyn Levitt.
Lip injection Levitt.
And do you have your cross on today?
I didn't wear my cross because every time I put it on, it burns because it knows I'm fucking evil.
And again, I will make this, I've made it abundantly clear so many times. 100% people supporting practicing their religion and
I support lip injection. Do you, girl? But like, don't make it my problem.
So Carolyn Levitt, if you've already seen the strategy that they're doing, which is when he says things like, "Oh, I don't know that we are going to have the midterms," or "I'm going to declare martial law." When they figure out that they've gone too far, when there actually are Republicans who speak up against something, oh, he was just joking. The gaslighting is unbelievable. Yeah. And then if they are able to get away with it, well, it's absolutely the right thing to do. And he's doing it completely legally. And any judge who rules otherwise is wrong. What they're doing, again, this is authoritarian autocrat playbook 101. It's so plain to see, but that's where it starts. So then secondly, I see what he is doing with the brown shirts. Mm-hmm. As I now call them, the ICE folks that are out there physically assaulting, abusing, harming, illegally arresting all kinds of people, and lethally involved in violence.
More brown shirts than Gestapo, right? Because
it's brown shirt about
it. We're right out there. We're coming for you.
Yeah. Yep. And again, so why do I call them brown shirts? Let's start at the beginning, which is they have no identification. I don't know if I'm being kidnapped by a gang or being kidnapped by ICE. That's not a legal arrest most of the time. They need to have probable cause to grab you. You driving down the street is not probable cause under any definition of probable cause that has been upheld by the Supreme Court ever.
And they have even less than the local cops. They're not traffic cops.
Yes. And they're busting out windows and cars are being left on the side of the street because the fucking driver's been kidnapped by federal officials. I mean, this is the shit that only authoritarians and autocrats, dictators, whatever terms you want to use, throw in there. So-called strong men. I always say so-called because they're not strong men. They're weak men.
Bitches.
And they have to act like they're strong. Yep. You're a weak motherfucker if you're engaged in this bullshit. Yep. You are a pathetic human male that is not a man.
Yeah.
You're not a man if you're doing this. You're not a man if you're stepping in front of a vehicle and then shooting
a woman
that mom 3 times in the head.
But you're not even don't tread on me anymore. Like, so we're all this, oh, I'm not getting a vaccine. Like, I'm not, you can't tell me. Like, dude, okay, well then you can't just shoot me in the fucking face, man. Because, like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't just rip me out of my car.
All the Ruby Ridge folks, where are you?
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, but Dave, I want to go back to your question for just a second.
I got them lined up. So,
so one of the ways that you interfere with the midterm election is literally the strategy that they're doing. You flood certain areas, you incite the populace, so you can declare martial law. And therefore, because martial law is declared, we can't have an election while martial law is going on. So I just heard yesterday that they're coming to LA to do the same thing. We know Philly, I think I heard, is another one that they're supposed to go to after Minneapolis. This is the strategy so they can declare martial law. Now, this is my opinion, and it's a projection, and this is what I see happening. I'm not saying for a fact this is what's happening, but based on my knowledge, experience, and what I'm observing, that's what I see going on here. And it's an absolute disgrace. Anybody who defends this is really sick. I mean, really, really, really a broken human being.
Right. Because as far as that opinion goes of like, what's their plan? What are they trying to do? Again, what they're actually saying, they're not going after the worst of the worst. They're not going at like, and everybody would agree with that. Yeah, get the rapists and the murderers out of here. Nobody wants
cartels out of here. But
but they're not doing that.
How would you know who those people are? Because what they're doing is just rocking up into cities and just like, you look a little bit brown, pull over. If you were actually going after, if you were going after drug dealers and like, MS-13, like whatever, you would have a strategy. You would have to go in and be like, okay, they live in this neighborhood. I mean, like even in LA, the people who live in LA, we know where the gangs live. You know where like the 12th Street gang is, you know where the Crips and the Bloods, you know the lines of delineation. So like it would be very easy strategy with all the knowledge, like all the access from the FBI and CIA and local law enforcement to be like, here's where this concentration of, we think drug dealers, fentanyl rings, you could go in and take that out, right? You could do that. That's not what's occurring.
So like started again, with that a year ago, right? A bit.
What rings did they bust? What known rapists did they go after? Like, where were the rapists and all these rapists in hiding? Like, yeah, exactly.
What?
Right.
Epstein? Where are all those pedophile rapists?
You have all these dumb fucks that have signed up to be ICE agents, right? Like, I mean, I'm like rewatching True Blood, and like the fucking hot dude that's like the brother of Sicky Stackhouse, Jason Stackhouse, just decides because he's buff that he wants to be a fucking sheriff, but he can't pass the written test. And I was like, oh my God, it's ICE, like he just decides he's going to be in the like law enforcement because he's tough and has a truck and a gun. It's like, okay, cool. If that was true, you have all these dumb fucks signed up to do your bidding and get themselves hurt and get themselves run over or shot or whatever. But it's like, you're too much of a pussy to go into fucking 12th Street gang in Los Angeles and try and take those motherfuckers out. Those fucking dudes will kill you on sight. And they don't.
That's why they're not doing it, because they're not strong,
because you're a bunch of fucking pussies. Like you just are. You hold truck fucking pussies with guns. I'm tougher than those cunts. If I wanted to shoot, I could do it. But like, no, you're not. They're not even. There's no strategy. So you lose any argument with me, at least, going like, "Whoa, they're taking out the bad guys." No, you're not. You're not even taking out the bad guys, because LA functions with multiple gangs, and Louisiana still has a fucking fentanyl ring. Like, I mean, what are you talking about?
So I've got questions, Ethan, of both macro and micro legal recourse.
Okay.
Like when we talk about the Oglala Sioux people who were detained and stuff like that, or not even mentioning the murder in Minneapolis right now. That's a little bit more fraught with was it self-defense or not? But the blatant just
self-defense.
And I don't think it was, but you have enough people arguing that it may have been and whatever else. I don't believe it was either.
God. Okay.
No, I don't. I don't
This
believe
is part of my argument I had with that young man the other day. He's like, it was self-defense. I'm like, if you actually watch the video and you talk to anybody who defends police who are involved in police shootings, they're all like, this is I wouldn't take this case.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't self-defense.
No, I don't believe it was. I don't believe it was either. But I would say there are situations that haven't been as dramatic in their result.
Yes.
That are even more blatant of, doors being bashed down with no warrant whatsoever.
Kids getting tear gassed
nobody
in the car.
inside and stuff like that are, nobody can even make an argument to the other side. But, you had JD Vance talking about not even qualified immunity, but ultimate
absolute immunity, he said, which does not exist.
So
not a real thing.
What can a family that's suffered that, American citizens, no warrant, whatever else, bash to their door? The ultimate example of the Rosa Parks example of somebody as clean as could be, right? So it's overwhelmed by ICE agents. Are they going to be able to sue? How far will that immunity go? What can they do on a micro level?
So there are limits on the immunity.
Supposedly,
the biggest issue that I see, I was talking to people a year ago and trying to help, and nobody listened to me.
Surprise, surprise.
It's why I've just backed out of everything. I don't know if you've noticed. It's only the ICE stuff now in the last week and a half that I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to start being a little more active. Because, and the left, of course, is busy celebrating Mahmoud Khalil, an anti-American, anti-Western, anti-democracy.
So dumb. I can't. I'm so sorry, you guys.
It's like what are you fucking idiots doing? You're just dumb. And now you're losing the middle again because you keep doing that dumb shit. Anyway, you need to do something that's called lawfare. And so there's many forms of lawfare. It's used by many different groups. But in this situation, what I've been saying for the last year is we need a fund. And I helped set up a nonprofit to get money for some of this stuff. But you have to litigate every case individually.
Yep.
To overwhelm the DOJ.
Yep.
They don't have the resources, but instead we have fuck faces who I was talking to, and they're like, nope, I'm going to sue for everybody all at once so the Supreme Court can make one decision and clear it out. And it's like, you literally don't get it. You're trying to make a name for yourself. I'm not trying to make a name for myself. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to actually fucking help people.
Yep.
Right. And so it's not about me becoming whatever. I don't give a shit. We've got.
You would flood the system the same way they're flooding the media.
That's right. Flood the zone.
Yeah.
Flood the zone.
Flood the zone. 1 million lawsuits filed is so much clerical work, and you can't give it to AI. You can't do it. If every single person filed a lawsuit, and there's enough lawyers.
It's that the problem is lawyers can't do it for free, right? We still have bills to pay. And there's definitely money available. It's whether or not they want to give it to something like this. I could put together a team of 50 lawyers in a week to start fighting all these cases.
I could put together a team of 50 celebrities and fucking millionaires that say they care about the left and don't do fucking shit. So where are they?
Dave, to your point, there are lots of exceptions here. And one of the important ones, especially when you're being held, especially a U.S. citizen or an Oglala Nation Sioux member, there's something called a writ of mandamus, and that's what you need to be filing in every single one of these cases for every single person who's being held improperly. Now, the problem is when they do get somebody who is here without proper paperwork, our country, our laws really are tough. But it's the U.S. citizens, it's the Native Americans or the indigenous peoples. That those are the ones where you can immediately start filing injunctions in federal court, writ of mandamus, ordering the court to order the federal, or getting the court to order the federal government to release them, identify where they are, and release them. You know, there's a lot you can do there.
What about the people who have had their door bashed down, taken for a while, roughed up, and then released a day or two later already?
Sue every single time.
Sue every single time.
But that's the point. Is you got to be going after it, saying there was not probable cause, therefore they don't have qualified immunity. They failed in their job, and now the government has to pay to fix my house. Those are tough cases. They're not easy, but the point is you file one every single time.
Okay.
Yes.
And these assholes have to start changing what they're doing because the DOJ won't be able to defend anything. The federal judges will be so fucking sick of it that they're going to start really stepping up.
I mean, we know this because half the reason women don't ever file against their rapists or their ex-husbands or any of these things is because it's just too much money and too much time. But if that's the case, then that's the exact tactic, like Ethan's saying. Now, the thing is, you'd have to pay these lawyers, but you know what? For every fucking left-wing TikTok cunt that wants me to buy their stupid juice or buy their fucking product, they should be supporting the ACLU or going like, but I'm also, every single dollar I sell for this stupid Labubu is going to go to this person's case. And there are enough fucking influencers and celebrities with money and celebrities who want to tell you how to live and like getting up on stage at the Golden Globes with their multi-million-dollar contracts with Marvel telling you how to suck a dick. They can start paying for it because I'm not, the middle class people in America are clinging on by a fucking, you know, like onto the ledge. And they're always the first people who give money when someone comes around with a hat. Rich people need to start fucking suffering. I'm sorry. It's we have the richest country in the fucking world.
But there's no focus now, right? Like, where's the ACLU, right? And where are things like the Detroit auto worker who, you know, called Trump a pedophile protector, right? Gets suspended, and he's got almost $1 million in his GoFundMe a day later. So the support is there in one way or another, but why is there no focus?
Because we're too distracted. It's
more than that, Crissy. It's worse than that. It's not just that we're distracted. And this is why, politically speaking, do the Democrats really actually care?
No.
And want to do something about it. Oh, I care, but I'm not going to do something about it, right?
Exactly.
Because I've got to raise money for the next election. I've got to do this, that, and the other.
Yep.
And so what you have is we have new gatekeepers, and it's not a priority to them to actually do what is right because people are in it. What absolutely almost everybody does not understand is that these left and right-wing influencer types that are out there doing their thing, they're doing it for money.
Absolutely.
They do it for money. The left included. It doesn't matter. They care about how they get more exposure so they can make more money. And that's what matters, not necessarily what is the most important thing to help and save our country.
No. They don't care.
I see it all the time. And, you know, we've been in this business long enough that it's like.
How many times, though, have we on our show talked about the NIMBY left? Because all of us have lived in California and experienced what it is of like, and I hate to shit down California. It's, you know, it's my home state, but like the amount of rich liberals that are like, I support human rights, but I don't want to do anything that like forces me to give up any money or suffer in any way. They just don't.
I think that's part of what's so maddening. Like, there's one thing to have like the NIMBY left in Marin who don't want affordable housing in their backyard.
We have them here in LA too. So
right. Oh yeah, and in Boston, you know, for sure. You know, Boston, Cambridge, Brookline, no doubt. But it's one thing to have that and be like, okay, we don't want affordable housing in our backyard. I don't agree with it, but that's one thing. Whereas this would be, how hard is it to put some funds together to stop fascism and martial law?
It isn't. But like also then you have like these guys like Hassan Piker who's like got a huge platform for the left, and it's like I'm so annoyed with him. I'm like, all you give a fuck about is that you sound cool and you look good. Like yeah, dude, you're hot. I give it to you. You're hot. But like,
No, he's not.
you're no substance. What you have shown me is that you're all
But that's
talk.
why he's not hot.
Of course not. I'm just saying, like, objectively, like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? Like, objectively, people are going to look at you. I mean, I'm definitely, like, allegedly sure that, like, you know, Ben Shapiro probably jerks off to him because he's hot, because Ben Shapiro is the gayest. But it's like, and as the majority of hardcore right-wing Republicans are, including Nick Fuentes, who probably, Nick Fuentes probably has, like, created AI naked things of Hassan Picker, allegedly. But like those guys, it's like, this is why it's like, it's very easy to shit down the right, because they're just evil cunts, right? It's really, the point is, it's like, if you talk about France and you talk about Italy and you talk about these countries, like even when I was in Romania, I went to the communist museum and had a dinner in the communist museum to learn about their communism. There was like the fucking worst. Like Ceausescu was like the fucking worst piece of shit, evil. It was awful. It was awful. It was not communism. It was like authoritarianism, like with communism as the title, but that wasn't it, right? When they talk about it, right? And so I'm like, okay, what has happened is they can't suffer enough, right? Because you can just literally see someone on social media, a woman, be shot in the fucking face and keep scrolling and go, oh my God, I did buy that new thing that new, you know, whatever it is they're selling. I mean, Americans will not suffer. They will not suffer for freedom, which is so fucking ironic.
Go shopping after 9/11.
I mean, I just remember thinking, holy shit, and you try not to dive into like a spiral. I watched Point Break and ordered pizza. That's what I did on 9/11. But like, I was like, I had worked in radio all day that day, or trying to cover the fucking thing. Like, oh my God. But it's to me, like, the Italians will literally blow themselves up. They will fucking they will blow up their enemies' cars. They will fucking put the tractors on the line of the thing. They will stop trash from being picked up. They will stop the economy. And you can go, oh, well, you know, France is the size of Texas. Okay, well, if Texas did its own fucking, if each state organized itself to fucking shut down systems there, or each state organized itself to have an ACLU like person in charge and got celebrities and rich people to donate, left people who are rich to donate, since the majority of the people who are rich are the left. What, like, we could have what Ethan's suggesting. Like, Ethan's idea is the idea: flood the zone with a million lawsuits.
And there's no focus at all. Every message I get, text, email, spam, or whatever, is to try and raise money for a candidate or the party.
Correct.
I haven't seen one, you know, coming from like the ACLU, help us again, you know, defend, get people out of jail and defend warrantless searches.
Every day you should be getting a text from the ACLU saying, so-and-so just got arrested in Texas. They're a U.S. citizen, you know, whatever. Megan Ramirez, she got arrested. She had her paperwork. Yeah. I'm her lawyer. I pulled her papers from her Florida hospital where she was born, her birth certificate, and she got taken to the Louisiana Detention Center. Help me fund this. You don't see that. No. I saw that story because I follow the ACLU and I give a fuck. But I'm sorry, America's so fucking glib, and it's like the rest of the world is watching, going like, why don't you guys fight for yourselves?
Nobody's leading.
I don't know, because we're too busy going, I hope I get that stupid cup at Target. Like, fuck, dude, fuck. I hope you enjoy your giant fucking tumbler from Target that you can't put shit in because you don't even have clean drinking water.
You got to go with the narrow one that fits better. That base could be good. I don't know if that would fit in my...
Enjoy your non-potable drinking water in Louisiana and your stupid Target fucking cup. Like, give me a break,
my car is like such a narrow cup holder. It's a drag. I've got to go with the...
I don't even have a car.
Ones. You know,
and I drink a shit ton of water, but I'm just like,
you don't need one in Paris. I'm way in the, you know, I'm in the South County beaches of Rhode Island.
I mean, I do love me some Arizona tea blends.
Yeah, right. It's still 99 cents. It's amazing.
I bought this one for 79 cents, and it was 59 the other day, and I forgot to load up when it was at 59.
Really?
God bless America.
I love that company has stayed real.
Amazing.
Right. So there's like that guy, and then there's the Costco guys, which are great, and then there's the guys that own like the soap, the Castile soap, the Bronner's, Dr.
Dr.
Bronner's.
Bronner. I love Dr. Bronner.
They're like a whole like the guys that's the CEO, and he's like fair wages and like fair price, like he gives whatever. He's running this amazing corporation that's like considered one of the top 4 employees in the United States. And I'm like, I love this guy. I can't read the label on the fucking soap and it burns the shit out of your eyes, but I love this guy. Like, I will buy this soap on principle. It's good soap. It is. It's expensive as fuck, but like, that's
and we don't make any
like,
money from any of this that we're saying right now. So
no, I don't make any money. But I'm just saying, like, and Americans don't even want to burn for like a cause of like, I will spend $20 on the Dr. Bronner's because they pay fair wages.
See, I think some would if they were focused, if they were a leader in a movement, though. You know, again,
because greed takes over, Dave.
Right. But you know, the Detroit guy got $1 million in like a few hours after being suspended. Like, I don't blame the masses. I don't
either. I don't blame the masses.
I blame some of them, but not. There are enough.
But even back to that conversation with that young man is, you know, I said to him, I said, the mistake that you're making, because you're telling me things that inform me that you are exclusively watching a certain type of right-wing content. And what you really have to do is broaden your horizon. Know that those on the far right, know that those on the far left, it's propaganda in one form or another. The truth is somewhere in between. So you have to be a critical thinker, and you have to think. And if you're not going to be a critical thinker, it's the fire hose of propaganda that you're getting, whether it's from the right or it's from the far left.
I think the messaging battle, though, is being won. I mean,
question.
If we believe the polls, for instance, and like, you know, we're over 50% of people who disapprove of Trump's immigration policy in general, which is amazing, by the way, because that's all the martial law shit. Because most people are like, oh, good that he shut down the border, or enough. Not more than 50% are, as cruel as it may be, against refugees coming over. Like, that was a thing that should have been a win for him, right? But he's gone so far with this martial law bullshit that he's underwater on immigration policy. But those feelings, those opinions have nowhere to go.
Well, here's the thing, though. If they're, and I don't want to call it even specifically good news, but it is in its own way, and that is that the Democrats have been winning the overwhelming majority of these special elections, including in red districts or purple districts for sure.
It's better than bad, but again, I don't have faith that they're going to do anything.
But that's my point, and so that's why I said it's a level of good news, because at least there won't be bootlickers or high heel lickers, I guess.
Right.
You know, that'll be in Congress. I mean,
So here's my other question that I'm kind of scared to ask. On the legal side, both on the macro or on the micro level, right? Whether it be the people who have had their doors busted down or have been incarcerated, you know, against their constitutional rights, or whether it's the, you know, Attorney General of Minnesota bringing the suit broadly for the state against the push towards martial law.
Martial law. We're talking about martial law in the United States.
I know.
We're talking about martial law in the United States.
Isn't it still down to, though, ultimately, if Trump has the Supreme Court in his pocket, how much does that matter? You know, appeal after appeal after appeal, you're going to get Kavanaugh supporting his Kavanaugh searches, right? I mean, ultimately, or are they going to stand up? Like, isn't that what it comes down to in the end? That's what scares me.
I cannot speak very much about that, but what I can say is
blink twice if you think we're fucked as far as the Supreme Court goes. Anyway, I'm sorry. Say what you can say.
We have seen some rulings recently that appear to show that they have limits, and so they're not. It's not a carte blanche to this administration, that there are limits to what they'll allow. And now that doesn't make me all warm and fuzzy. I think things like martial law is where this Supreme Court would have a problem as well. I don't mean all 9 justices necessarily,
But enough.
But I think a majority would.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I hope so. Hope you're right.
I mean, so, all right. I have nothing light to talk about this week.
I feel like I cracked the code on JD Vance and
yeah.
Well, no, the Erica Kirk thing is not that they're out having a romance. It's she's going to be the VP candidate for him because there isn't any other.
And they can say a woman, right?
Correct. They got a woman who's a Christian whose like husband was murdered, and it's like a whole story, right? It doesn't make me feel any better that in my personal belief that Charlie Kirk thing was still a setup for them, and that they thought whatever happens, they kill this guy. Things go haywire. It becomes the purge. People start going nuts. Great, good news. They kill this guy. Erica Kirk steps in. We've got her still as the puppet. She's got the foundation. She can still keep it going. She's a great VP candidate for us because we're going to need a woman. Like, I just think that like it does nothing. I do think he was an absolute sacrificial lamb, like so uniquely chosen for what he represented in the zeitgeist of what was him, right? Because if you took out Nick Fuentes, no one cares. The world goes, oh, okay, that guy was weird. Ben Shapiro, no one loves Ben Shapiro. He like you could do a montage of Ben Shapiro saying the gayest shit of all time, right? And ends it with his love of Cynthia Erivo and Wicked, which is like the gayest thing I've ever heard in my life. even gay men weren't saying that about Cynthia Erivo in Wicked. So like, it's like Charlie Kirk specifically was this thing that was used, and he had more of a stronghold on the kind of guys and the younger generation of men who MAGA still needs to keep feeding that, right? Because if we're to believe that realistically their popularity is on the down, Charlie Kirk had at least the future of that party in terms of the way he was going about and his tactics and stuff. So, and we know that like obviously Turning Point is just like a fund for. I mean, they're not doing anything. It was just a cash grab funded originally by Tea Party dudes. And her dad is like an investment banker / hedge fund guy who was like running it from the jump. So like behind the scenes, Erica Kirk's dad, who they say the mom is not, like divorced the mom or whatever. It's like, okay, your dad's still a fucking hedge fund investment guy who like you all of a sudden are in charge of this fund. So like, cool. Like that whole thing, the hugging of JD Vance in leather pants, that is 110% your VP candidate for the Republicans. They're not going to make Crissy Noem work. She doesn't work. She's not likable. They couldn't get Tulsi Gabbard to work. That doesn't work. Nikki Haley didn't work. Erica Kirk is Christian in leather pants. It's the fucking fever dream, man.
Right.
You can jerk off to her and still vote for her, and she's a Christian, and you can like get forgiveness from God because you jerked off to her because she wears a cross. Like it's fine. You're fine. You're totally fine. Everything's copacetic. You don't even have to like feel bad that you don't like your wife because you can just jerk off to Erica Kirk and God forgives you. I'm telling you, the majority of MAGA people are in terrible marriages because if they were like having sex regularly in good marriages, they would not be this pissed off. So I know that the majority of MAGA is in bad relationships. Like, sorry, that's you're basically like rage voting against women. Like you basically are just telling us you don't have sex with your wife or she doesn't have sex with you. Probably both ways. And now that you can just jerk off to Erica Kirk. That's why they all go get the Trump Mar-a-Lago face with the weird, blow up doll features. And then it's kind of like, that's what porn stars look like. But these ones wear crosses.
No, they don't. No, jerking off to Erica Kirk, that turns my stomach.
Sorry,
and I have a pretty forgiving level when it comes to fantasies. I can round up for a lot of people, but I just Erica Kirk.
Men are disgusting. I'm walking in the street.
I'm one of them, but
Men are disgusting, and you you've consistently shown that you're the problem with society. I was walking in the street totally blind because of my eye surgery with Zephyr. Men are not moving out of the way. Zephyr's like, why are men? I'm like, men absolutely suck. You guys have sucked since the human history has proven you guys suck. Then what happens is you got phones.
Not all men, but usually men. Yeah.
Let's do not all people. Okay. Like, let's try that.
Usually men though. Yeah, that's true.
Historically, you guys have fucking sucked. You've been in charge the whole time. There's lots of Genghis Khan, that's your guy. Okay, Hitler, that's your gender. Okay, what? Like, we have some bad, shitty fucking women who are evil, but you guys have more. Okay, you guys have been in charge more.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. So, Ethan, you said that you had nothing like. I'm just going to share this because Crissy just mentioned the shades, which are not just as styling as they aren't just for style. But as we mentioned, Stevie Wonder in the chat before. Pretty much this entire time, even with all the serious stuff, I've had the earworm of "I just called to say I love you." I've got in the background just with you with the shades. April rain.
I enjoyed being blind. It's like I'm like, basically I know what the rest of the world is. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't like being enlightened and having to see all the problems with the two of you because being blind fucking rules. It's so much easier. Like physically and metaphorically, I get it. It's
hide a little bit. I could give myself a welder's.
I don't know. Like, you watch Europe is kind of like, is this for real? Like, is Trump really trying to get Greenland? Is the euro gonna is NATO gonna go away?
Well, NATO won't go away. The U.S. just won't be in it anymore.
Yeah. Well, then it goes away.
They've got the EU. They don't need NATO. Like, who else is in NATO?
I just keep going back to Germany and all the jokes around. You want us to triple our military budget and build up our military?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Macron was right. I'm sorry. Did you see the fucking conference call where Macron has Donald Trump on his cell phone and Vladimir Zelensky's sitting there and he's got Keir Starmer and they're all in this office and it's like Donald Trump's calling Macron to tell him about the ceasefire deal and that how he's going to get a Nobel Prize for the ceasefire deal in Ukraine, and then literally gets off that call, which they're all looking at him like, he doesn't say, like, if this is so great it happened. He just says Nobel Prize to Macron and the leaders of the EU with Zelensky sitting next to him on a speakerphone on a fucking desk in an office. And then literally like 30 minutes later, Putin's like, I'm not going to agree.
It was the right that spent so many years bashing on participation trophies.
Correct.
And here is Donald Trump taking the medal, the Nobel Peace Prize medal,
somebody else
from the actual Nobel Peace Prize winner. He didn't win a fucking thing.
Right.
Yes.
Participation trophy.
Well, how about the FIFA Peace Prize that he made?
Oh God, that was even worse. I don't know which is worse. Actually, I don't know which is worse. That she felt like she had to give Trump her Peace Prize.
Yeah.
So he would potentially support her. She's the opposition.
He's not putting her in.
No, of course not. So she gave it up for nothing.
Yeah.
Correct. So that was so embarrassing. All the pro-Venezuelan people that came out right away. I was like, did he not just leave the lady who's like the second to homeboy in charge? Like, he didn't put Maria Cristina or whatever the fuck in, right? No. He's not like he and we thought he might, right? Because he was like blazing her, right? And so he played everybody because we thought that he was going to replace the regime with her because she kissed his ass. And he was like, whoa, it wasn't me, but she's great. And then all of a sudden he was like, no, it's not you, bitch. I'm leaving these guys in charge. So I'll control you. Mm-hmm. She's not controllable enough. I mean, maybe she is, but if you're the democratically elected lady that Venezuela wants and you don't even get put in. But like, here's my question to you guys. What's he going to do with Iran?
Oh God, he's going to do nothing with Iran. He saber rattles.
Okay.
He's afraid. His advisors have likely told him that anything you do with Iran turns into a Middle East conflict. Yep. They're going to attack U.S. bases in these other countries. These other countries don't want the U.S. bases there anymore if that happens. He has literally allowed the ayatollahs, the mullahs in Iran, which is a Zoroastrian country, by the way.
Yep.
Speaking of imperialism, and he's allowing potentially tens of thousands of Iranian people who are ready for change to die without any change.
So no Shah.
Nope.
No, you just think the Ayatollah, when at the end of it, is still
they're going to hang on. They're going to hang on to power, and all these people gave their lives. And just like what Obama did the same thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Iranian people rose up, and we had an opportunity, and Obama was like, nope, we're not going to get involved.
Yeah, Iranian protesters and freedom fighters are like Charlie Brown with Lucy in the football, aren't they?
Yep.
It's like that. Oh, they
United
give it a
States
shot
is Lucy.
every few years, and then we're going to support them.
And they literally give their lives.
Yeah, they do.
And it's so upsetting. And Iran is supposed to be one of the most beautiful countries on earth. It
one
has
of the oldest
so
civilizations on earth.
I mean, it's like, I want them to be free.
The land of Babylon, right? It's like Iraq, Iran is where Babylonia was supposedly.
Mesopotamia, yeah.
Mesopotamia.
Fertile.
It's amazing. So, look, I know this has been a little bit harder of an episode, but we're in a really messed up place right now, and I
feel like we had some good solutions. It's just I don't really see it happening.
We do. Get that Stevie Wonder earworm in here. Go listen to some Stevie. That's the thing. You'll be all right. That'll help. That will help.
It's sunny and warm here in Los Angeles.
It's freezing here. No April, no flowers bloom.
All right. Well, with that, give us a follow on the socials. Should be a morning show. Should be a morning show.com. Should be a morning show at gmail.com. I hope we all make it to next week.
Yeah. Thinking of you, everyone out there.
Little kitten heels. Erica Kirk, it's Christian in leather pants. It's the fucking fever dream, man.
That doesn't make me all warm and fuzzy.